Okay, so for the cyber safety guidance lesson, I'm going to walk you through slide by slide. So this is actually in the PowerPoint version, but you will receive access to the PowerPoint version and the Google Slides version, and you will have a teacher's guide as well. But I want to walk you through and show you some tips for implementing this one. So first off, you want to start with a discussion on what is cyber safety. So ask the kids if they have any idea on what cyber safety means, and then also you're going to define it using these two definitions. And then you're going to start with a really fun icebreaker. This one is called the household objects activity. So there's two ways you can do this. The more fun way is to actually use the objects. So you would get a pair of scissors, a permanent marker, a lock, some toothpaste, and a toothbrush, and pass them out. So you're going to split the class into 5 groups, and each group will receive an object. And then if you do not want to use the actual objects, you could just cut out pictures of the objects. So you would hand them, you could print this page and cut it out in different pictures so they could have a picture of a toothbrush instead of the actual toothbrush. But I do think the actual objects are most fun. And of course, if you're virtual, you would just show them the slide and then assign them a different household object. But what you're going to do is pass out the different objects, and then you're going to have them think about how their object relates to cyber safety. So it's kind of tricky. I mean, obviously these things seem very random, but you want to hear what they come up with, and you may be surprised. They may get pretty close to the answer that you're going for. But once you give them a few minutes to discuss as a group, they can share. So you'll say, okay, group 1, how do you think scissors relate to cyber safety? And maybe they'll say like, oh, your friends could stab you in the back, or I don't know. They come up with all kinds of stuff. And, acknowledge their answer. They may have a great answer, but you also want to bring them back to these options, which are the scissors are fun, but sometimes dangerous. So each one has different significance here. So then you'll go to this slide and kind of discuss this as the group. So my students have loved this activity in the past. It's a really fun one. Then you're going to show a couple cyber safety videos. So click on those links and you will be redirected to YouTube where you can watch the videos, and then you want them to discuss. So there's a few discussion questions here that they can get with a partner and talk about what they thought of the video. So do like a think, pair, share format, have them buddy up, talk about it, and then come back as a group, and then you can ask them to share what them and their partner discussed. Then we're going to break it up again and do an opportunity for movement. So I like to keep my SEL class lessons super engaging, so I don't want them to just be getting lectured at. So we do a mix of physical activities and then talking and participation. So this is the sides of the room game. So you're going to have everyone start in the middle, and they're going to walk to the right side of the room if they think the information is okay to share, and left side if they think it's not okay to share. So for example, you would say, okay, your email address, do you think that's okay to share or not okay to share? And the kids are going to move to their spot. Now this causes, sparks a lot of debate, which is great, because they may say, well, it's okay to enter your email address to subscribe to get, a download or on a newsletter or something. But then someone else may say, oh, it's never okay to give your email address, and here's why I think why. Maybe someone stays in the middle because they can't decide which way they want to go. So it sparks a lot of conversations. I love using this activity. If you're virtual, you can have the kids do a thumbs up, thumbs down, or some other way to indicate which ones they think are okay to share and not okay to share. And then you wrap it up with some group discussion questions. So in the teacher's guide, you'll receive cutout cards of these that you can print, cut out, and pass them into 4 groups. So you would divide the class into 4 groups. Or if you don't feel like cutting out anything and you want to keep it super low prep, you can just show this slide up on the board or virtually. And you're going to assign 1 question per group and have the students discuss as a small group, and then come together and discuss as a whole class. So you can ask them to come up with some examples of private information, ask them the difference between online friends and in-person friends, have them talk among themselves, and then bring it all back together for the group discussion. Okay, well that is all for this one. I hope your students enjoy the cyber safety guidance lesson.